Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Croatia, in which we have practically accepted the fact that we are going to be a South Slavic kingdom that would unite all of its peoples, which is currently in a process, because that's our plan. We got the Croatians, the Bosnians, the Serbians, Slovenes, and coming in soon, Albanians, and then possibly in the latter half of this century, Bulgarians, if we can get all these provinces back, not by force, but by negotiations, by using favors and whatnot, as we're still currying favors with them, despite the fact that we have a low diplomatic reputation, which is in part of, let me see, of annexed subjects, which that'll go away soon, so I don't have to worry about that. What did we mention? The accepted cultures. Croatian, Serbian, Bosnian, Dalmatian, Slovene. Coming soon, Albanian. We'll make them an accepted culture as well. And down the line, when we could get more ideas, at least we'll have experienced diplomats, if you wish. Whereas I'm more than anxious to sail up to get to this next level, which will have naval equipment manufacturing, if you want to make another source of income. Whereas we can get this in a few years. But of course, down the line, somewhere, one of these damn national decisions. Like when we finish the diplomatic ideal group, we'll be sure to get multilingual diplomats, which will give you another max promoted culture, which we're gonna make room for the Bulgarians to come in eventually when we integrate them. That's for certain. That's my plan. Well, right now our best friend, the Ottomans, are well, I'm chuckling in nervousness because of you know, it's like, yeah, the allied to a rival, which, talking about the Commonwealth, which we are allied with them. They don't like that. And neither does the Commonwealth ally with them. Which I wonder how long we can keep up with this double game that Croatia's been a master of. Because if it gets 50, then there's going to be problems. And the border friction and whatnot. Although we could just try to improve relations as per usual, as we're not using diplomats very much. But let me see. Could get 9 more. Well, in that case, like when the diplomatic ideas is finished, we can use this decision to have even more of that. Actually, we will be implementing 2 policies. Diplomatic relations, as in the amount of relations you can have. Even though we still have a royal marriage with France, despite the fact they broke up with us because they don't like the Commonwealth. Which I can understand. And we also allied with Genoa and Tuscany just to have friends in Italia. But we don't plan on expanding anytime soon. Not right now. It's just going to be more of a sit, wait and see, adopt that kind of attitude. While we get more favors out of them while they're currently at war against Dokadir. So they're at war with Dokadir, Kandar, Mushasha, and Mamluks. The big one, the Mamluks. They have, the Mamluk tradition is cavalry combat ability, just like us Croats. And since they went with offensive ideas, so that means, in fact, I think they got most of their national ideas done. No, they completed their ambition. So they have a bit more discipline, which means they're going to cause more damage, as there's this one ongoing battle in Halab over there. which is pretty much textbook on who's the general, who's got the skills and whatnot. Just for example, the Ottoman discipline is due to the tradition of theirs, but the Mamluks is due to a combination of reform of the army and another due to completing one of their offensive ideas, which I'll show you that. What do you mean by that? This. That's why the Mamluks have a bit of a higher discipline. And just for completing that, it's army, recover army morale, speed up. Should there ever be a day that we would end our alliance with the Ottomans, it would be best to ally with the Mamluks to improve relations, get favors, and help them out. And yes, they may be Sunni Muslims of a Shafi school, interestingly, but they get another merchant, so I'm sure they got pretty good income. I could see them as being potential friends in future, even though they consider Castile as an enemy. And Dokadir is that one. It's about to fall. The war will be going their way, and I'm sure they'll be taking Kandar also. Likely all of it, knowing how aggressive expansionists the Ottomans are. But when their war is over, we need to use these favors to get more of Bulgaria. This, all that. Until the alliance break up with us, then we would have no choice but to fight against them. Bring in the, I could see the, you know, allying with enemies of the Ottomans, be it Mamluks, the Commonwealth, which we already ally with, potentially Muscovy, despite the fact that they don't like the Commonwealth. Not a mortal enemy, but just one of its rivals. And don't forget the party agenda that you have. What you need is to be converting Rashka. Which we have no chance of that happening because of the sending academies. Let me see. Here it is. Give it 3 years. After those 3 years, then we'll start converting, even though I never really want to do that. And our manpower is near full, which kind of makes you wonder. I mean, we're ready for any kind of conflict. All we have to do is just play the waiting game. Or unless you get bored and go fight the Papal States. You know, they're still our rival. It's our mortal enemy. But they got good allies. Especially Milan, a former friend. Fighting another war. Some would be willing to join, but everybody's busy. 2,218 ducats in debt? What has gotten into you? I am stumped. I am stumped at the fact that you are hugely in debt. Only because you decided to raise a couple of new regiments and all that. And since we are far ahead of time, military, 10 years ahead of time, and we would love to save it up for this, but I think there's room for that in terms of what we could spend. Although let's have a new general, hopefully be better than me. Think of that. Franjo Horvat. That's a very Croatian name to me. Oh, 1 fire, 6 shock, 4 maneuver, no siege. In fact, how old are you, man? I'm 40 years old and you are 22. I mean, I'd like to retire from myself from service because as good as I am, but I believe we found someone better. That's a 2-star general right here. And he can bring a lot of shock to it, which is good for the cavalry and whatnot. So begin drilling. That's what they would be doing. And since we got this infantry only here, I'll put myself over there. And now it's nearly fully drilled. But I think it'll be better that way. This is just to get the army professionalism up. Would be better to keep it up, and eventually you'll get this, and in centuries past, and all that. And plus, I will not be mothballing those forts because of the army tradition here. The Croatian military may be strong, but it's small. I should have said the other way. It may be small, but it's strong. And if I ever feel like expanding this somewhere, because the only castle I have is Albania, which will soon integrate, and the other is the Papal States, to humiliate them. But a part of me feels that we kind of want to expand into Italy through Venice, especially towards Venetia, which is the difficult part. And while we're making a pretty good income, and then I thought about recently that, well, since we never ever used our transport ships to go anywhere, any part of the country, rather than we just walk and make long arduous marches, since we're largely a regional army and never a army that would intervene from one conflict to the other, from one end of the Mediterranean to the other. So I decided to, let's get rid of these and then create more ships. Particularly a little more galleys and possibly a few heavy ships. Though there is a mission that says create a grand fleet. But you gotta have one of the following must be true. That is, have more galleys, to 30, or have up to 10 heavy ships, which seems like very expensive, take too long, and is there a difference in maintenance when creating such things? Let me see. 64 ducats compared to the war galley for, yeah, far cheaper. Naval force limit is 30, even though we plan on making more shipyards wherever available. But of course that means we would be paying more of these. Also, look again, compared to the transports that we hardly ever use. How much is that in maintenance? 6 per month? 5 per month? 5 per month? 64 per month. Ugh. And if you were to have a flagship, then opens up a flagship designer to add modifications. Which you can make one. But keep in mind, our enemies mostly are the Papal States and 2 Sicilies, which their navies are larger than ours, and combined they would make a killing out of us. So get rid of these. Where is it? Here it is. So we don't need that anymore. And need to invest in a little more of galleys. $15 will do. Because you may never know, because once a war operation goes away and all that. And time to send these light ships on mission. Split. Just add a little more trade power since we have the strongest trade power here. Also, I thought about privateering, however. To steal trade power from other nations. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Stop. Stop what you're doing. This one we're building in these two fleets. What if we do privateering? We've never done that before. To steal trade power. So, hang on. I mean, this adds, you know, this amount of trade power to Constantinople compared to... It's the same, but... 1.62 profit? Privateering? 1.62. So, profit. Hope you don't mind. So you're privateering. It's what you're doing now. Because I've seen some ships, you know, privateer in these parts. Don't know where exactly, but they were doing it. Does that make us hostile? Or is that going to make the Ottomans mad if I do that? I don't know, just give it a try. See, I saw that. See it? These are all two Sicilies, and that one is Venice. Spoils of war due to privateering. Okay. Well, we gotta make fortune somehow. If it's increasing, and the Commonwealth made it to the golden era. Pirated us. Oh, I apologize. I didn't realize that would make him mad. Well then, should privateer somebody else then. That's particularly who has the strongest trade power. We'll think of somebody else. Since, you know, we kind of... Yipe. But there's good money in that. So I deeply apologize. And they say you'll get none out of these except Alexandria. Okay, head to Alexandria then. We'll pirate them instead. Not as much, but we apologize. But they said it'll forgive us in a year. We deeply apologize. Oh, great. Shatter retreat. The Ottomans won. Okay. You know what? Maintain that. Use up that one free diplomat. We will soon begin the integration of Albania. As I said, we're trying to find ways to make a fortune other than the usual protect trade. This one we can recall because we have nothing for France now. I'm sure we'll ally back one day. But my issue is that you're allied with two Sicilies, which I dislike. Let us begin. This may take a long time to annex/integrate Albania, so that way we will have more of the coast. Which they have no buildings here, none there. Willing to keep this castle here because it's on high mountains, which is good defendable area. And subsequently, more of the coast means more naval force limit, meaning more ships. Sure. Now, let me see. Just want to look up here. The land force limit's not an issue, it's the manpower reserves in the sense of can we last a war? Yeah, we're trying to get that autonomy down, which of course adds more local unrest, which I wouldn't mind of putting them down. More autonomy means more income, so to speak. Since the war reparations have just expired, so we're going to be a little bit on it. So do that. And if they got a problem, deal with it. It increases each time. It's a territory, but I think we'll have to turn it to a state now, since now we're going to be integrating. No autonomy in Bosnia. Oh, and these separatists. No autonomy here, but this one can be lowered. We just need more income from taxation, production, and all that. And of course these guys too. I will also have to deal with. Oh yeah, way more now. We'd never done this before because, well, we didn't think about it as much as we were just mad expansionists, but at least that's been toned down now. And with the integration of Albania, we'll be sure to lower the autonomy of them as well. So we're finally, you know, utilizing the local economy of this land that we should have done about decades ago. So we're just reforming it here, making some changes for the better, and subsequently lower the inflation as we have this man to lower the inflation reduction as we have the gold here. Yeah, we want to encourage development of Bosnia, so I will use that military power for each and every one of them. But again, that's for maximum manpower should we ever have barracks here. In fact, give it to 10 here. There, 10 development giving you more building slots. So we'll use that money whenever we get a lot of good cash to start building barracks throughout. But here in Punjina, well, that's going to be a little bit of a while. Yeah, let's spend a few more. Put it here. Just give it 2. And you see, now we're really prioritizing that the land of Bosnia and Herzegovina is going to be home of many of great manpower here. In fact, the maximum has increased considerably. So is the manpower here as we finally lowered the autonomy here. So, I guess that's what this episode's going to be about, that we're finally, you know, that we should have done a long time ago. Should I? I mean, the benefit of that is diplomatic reputation. Reputation helps to keep the allies from breaking up with you. So yeah, this is going to be the last time I'll spend that. And then wait till we get this idea, as we're way behind on diplomatic technology. Obviously. Let's do that. With that diplomatic reputation, that's going to help the Ottomans look at us a little more better. At least for a while. And sorry about the piracy. We just didn't realize that it was going to be like that sometime. And it looks like you've completed your objective. But at what cost? Being big and down in debt. Drowning in debt. And plus, with the annexing Vassal, it should be finished by, where does it say exactly? Yeah, annexing Albania and all that. So we'll only be getting monthly increase of 2 a month. Well, I ain't terribly worried. I'm more interested in administrative, which of course that's far way down the line, because I'd like to get this as soon as possible. Which I thought about what idea I should get in future. Then I'm thinking likely quantity, since I'm becoming a bit more manpower intensive. Knowing that we're a defensive mentality of a country, that I think quantity would do best just to last long in a fight. Yeah. That's what I see in future. Okay. That was checking a few things and then decided to come back here. Anyways. We got it, even though our legitimacy isn't that great, but once it comes up, it'll come back up again. Doesn't help with the national unrest. And also, I haven't really looked at it, unless I did and I didn't remember. Thought about that, but we're currently privateering. Prestige per development from missionary. Well, since, well, you know, we're only going to be converting this one province soon. Which, in fact, look at that. Which, again, you can't do that because descending economies, oh yeah, till 2 years. And then we'll begin conversion. And then that's that. Only doing it because the clergy tells us to do that. I'm trying to look at other things. Just tapping my foot, figuring out what to do. Yearly our tradition leader cost. That's tempting, which gives them way more influence, but we'll be losing crown lands for that, which I don't have much to afford because we don't expand very much. But leave of here, which again we make a very good income now. Even if I were to mothball the forts, just hypothetical, I'll put it back up, we would be making a little more. Alright, put it back. Now we're drilling, and we're currently investing in increasing the size of our navy. Once it's complete, might as well increase the size of this army, knowing that we can afford a little more of the size increase for this army particularly. Should develop a bit more of Donja Kraj, because of the development here. Zagreb obviously has the most. Riga's 13, Lika 6 to 5, so should develop on that soon. Because here, no buildings, you got a marketplace and you got a church, and that's not being utilized. And you got all these fancy buildings. You know, you're doing well on the production front. But worry about that later. Surprised the Ottomans never called for us for help. I mean, we're ready for war. Even though we're utilizing this land a bit more to have a base manpower increase. And we'll be building barracks to have even more manpower. I don't know if quantity is something that I would want. Grand ball in Zagreb. The nobility have developed a taste for glamorous balls, state dinners, and other extravagance to entertain themselves. Though rather expensive, they are an excellent opportunity to show off the grandeur of Croatia and the generosity of the Kraj. Well, we make a fine amount of money. Let's do arrange it. A bit more prestige means, you know, more around the arms relations and all that. It's been a while since I took a good look at that. But remember, I am not using that, which gives me claims to the whole Balkans until Bulgaria is in Croatia. Then that's when I'll complete the mission, which will give us the entire Balkans region claim. And to withstand the Turks, we have the manpower for it. That gives us free military power. So yes. Oh really? What are they doing over there? Not bother to look, I'm caring about our country. Focus on our land. Smugglers running rampant. People are finding a lot of ways to getting around and paying taxes and fees on moving goods, smuggling them past our authorities through a variety of clandestine channels. This is cutting into our income, but stopping it will cost a lot in the short term. Eek. 10 years? Damn it, I was getting ready to spend some money on barracks, but we're making a lot more. You know what? Stop them! Also, come back. You're done with improving relations. But I'm keeping my guy over there. While we will be annexing Albania sooner or later. Now, when is that exactly? For okay, till September of 1551. Whatever goes on in these uprisings, we'll put them down easily. And when we put it down, we'll get the autonomy down a little further, and then we can finally utilize this land. Which I didn't get a good look at the development, because I see is 10, 10, 11, 9, 8. Could use a little work. Yeah, we could definitely afford all these ships. Hey, what's going on up there? Mazian Bohemian Punitive War. Punitive War, that means coalition war. Bohemia, Mantua, Munich, Gosson, and Denmark. And Bohemia is up against Mainz, whatever. Austria, Landshut, Ingolstadt, Wolgast, and Regensburg. Oh, that's why. Target of a coalition. Well, I was never asked to be part of it because we're the ones that did the expanding. And the development of Serbia and Montenegro, since we did it for Bosnia. Not great on the Dalmatian front, yeah. Serbia's development has left a lot more to be desired. But would love to get to work around it as soon as I build all these buildings here. Because we need a lot more manpower and a little more income. Oh boy, we got something to do. So, Genoa has is a war they started. Genoese conquest of Cremona against Milan. Milan is allied with Frankfurt and the Papal State. Oh yeah, I got a bone to pick with the Papal States. Always want to get a knock at them. But you just wait, so that means, hey, I need you to return to port. Get back to Dubrovnik. And that means this one ship isn't going to be finished before wartime. You'll have your answer in a moment. Stop drilling. Head to Trieste. As much as we have our issues of Venice. So. But on the naval front, we could take them on. Frankfurt doesn't have a navy. Milan doesn't either. But that again, them and Genoa have no love between them, one of them. But the Papal fleet is bigger than ours. Mostly. We don't know what their admiral's like, but our admiral isn't as good, but we got a bunch of war galleys. We're a bit behind on that. We'll accept it in just a moment. Get them to hurry the heck up. Get back here. Import. I want to say we could go for a better admiral, but we don't have the diplomacy power for that. And we were making such good fortune with the whole privateering thing. We should have done this long ago. But now we're getting a good portion of the income through taxation and production since we lowered the autonomy of the areas. And coming soon, Albania. And don't forget, lowered inflation, so it doesn't cost much in maintenance. At least in the meantime. So we're on our way. There's the Papal Fleet, which... we could have them blockaded, as the Genoese are doing that right now. Let's go. So yes, we stopped privateering. Just looking. Since this is for the rest of this age. And since we like faster institutional spread of whatever new ideas, I mean, it takes a while for us to get them. Or prestige per development from conversion, since we're not going to be converting much. And allow state edict, because that's for the Protestants there. I mean, it's a minority here, but they haven't reached Croatia yet in a larger number. Let us in. Of course, that means it's gonna take a long time. And that's the reason why we are integrating Albania, just to get them out of the way. We definitely outnumber them. For the most part. That means most of the fleet's on the other side. Oh no, they're already out there. Oh, we're gonna engage them. Wait for the others. But friendly ships are coming to help out. Allies won. Where's Frankfurt? Over there. The Genoese will handle Milan. For me, I would like to beat the heck out of our rival. If you allow us to pillage. We'll be blockading them, so it'll... Okay, you know what? Blockade impact on siege. Floating batteries. Until start of the next stage. On our way. We march to Rome. But it looks like Genoa's gonna beat us to it. Then why'd you call us for help? You know we're gonna have an uprising problem in the near future. So in that case... engage them. Actually, you should be the one doing the fighting. You haven't picked up a leadership trait yet. Hey! Get the hell over there. No, wait. Get to the... The Admiral is here. Take care of business. So, one ship was lost, and one transport is lost. No, we did not lose any ships, and we're finally gonna get our 15th war galley to come on over. Hey, road to Rome is open. We just missed them. They're on the move again. But then again, they only put a few holes in these ships. The Papal fleet got away. Find them. Oh no, they're still there. They're still present. Because that's their territory too, you know. But I think it would be better off to blockade to help with the siege. Because it's going to make a bigger impact on it. Fleet's present. Naval barrage. Artillery breach. We have the military power for that. Because, you know, we're not going to be anywhere near for that. So give it a naval breach. Fire. First time we've ever done that. Just to show that they aren't going to last long, we created a breach here. Disease outbreak. Oh, I got lucky on that one. But if we see those ships sailing again, we'll fight them. Join up. Don't get killed. Or sunk. Whatever nautical terms are appropriate. Still at war? Yes, you are. %, now, so halfway done this siege. And once we take care of Rome, well, we better fight off Frankfurt. They're in our land. That's gonna add some devastation to the country. Help out. Of course, that means, you know, integrating Albania means that we will be integrating these Albanian regiments into the Croatian military. Yeah, they're messing with us a little. Rome will fall soon, and Fleet will be kicked out and we will be engaged with them. Our war galleys will no doubt crush them. What timing? As Rome falls, new pope died and they elected a new one, loyal to the papal state. Now begin your march immediately. We got trouble in the homeland, and we will remain there for the duration of the war because we'll be having problems with them soon, knowing that we would have, you know, a bit of autonomy issues to deal with. Done very well. Again, ship's got a few holes, but willing to fight another. No admiral for them. We captured a galley. Finally, we captured a ship. They're going to keep pouring in this way. It's going to be problematic while we'll be on our way to rescue this situation. So no doubt they'll be heading this way. In fact, they're about to occupy. Hey. How good are these ships? Other than the one we just captured. I think they're ready for another round. And friendly ships in Tuscany will be there too. Got them blockaded and they're ready. Oh, you didn't. Come on, guys. What are you doing? You almost had it occupied. Hit the Pisa. Spend a month to make repairs. We'll have all these ships fixed in no time, except for the one we just captured. We're scaring them away. But the war will be over soon. Chase the papal army down. That's the biggest one. Papal fleet left again. Okay. Set sail again. Growth of the printing industry. The ability to mass produce the written word would revolutionize the spread of information, and in many ways, early modern society as a whole, pioneered by Renaissance men such as Venetian printer Aldus Manotius, how do you say it? The new art helped fuel the Renaissance by making translated classics more widely available. Later, the Reformation benefited greatly from the ability to spread critical publications and translations of the Holy Scriptures. Now that printing has matured as a technique and spread throughout Europe, hundreds and thousands of copies, everything from religious and political pamphlets to scientific treatises and instructions on how to behave to circulating the continent. With print shops growing ever more commonplace, rulers have found it hard to contain the new technique, as comparatively easy means of production makes it easier for censorship to be sidestepped by moving business across the border, or even just changing the name on the title page. This changes everything. So, I didn't get a good look at what it's founded. So it's been founded in Constance. That's not far from here. So it's already making its way here. One through the coast and the other here in Zagreb. Now we'll be seeing this kind of work soon. We really want to get this army. These guys went away again, so gotta find them. Till you occupy it, we'll kill off a few of their ships as much as we can. You sure about this? You sure about this? Hold here, even though it's farmlands. No, they're going to Oldenburg. Okay, fine, we'll be up there. We'll take that cross penalty. Now compare it. The new general of ours, Franjo Horat, 164. Him, 3300. Well, we have the numbers, but the shock factor may make the difference. Both of them are unexperienced in combat as they do not have any leadership traits. They do have a bit of discipline against us because of, is that the Pope's name? Or his Bob's name? No? Let me see. No, I don't think so. Oh, it's their advisor. He's got an advisor that increases the discipline. That's why that name is there. But we have more army tradition. I don't know, the Albanian general was a real good one. I mean, he's the one that started and we came in to clean their clock. Come on, stay there. Stay there and take the position. Well, we'll take care of that soon. Unoccupy it. Constance tells us about the event at the International Book Market. When Kosovo State went with Constance, is truly the greatest book market in the world as their choice of actions, so that gives them more innovativeness and paper will be produced from there. That's where the printing press was founded, and the price of paper has gone up. Even though paper is not native of here. At least as far as I'm concerned. Stay there. So we can kill off these ships if we can. They're out of here. Come to Papa. Oh. The admiral died during this battle. So the Admiral Petar Kravatsky no longer serves us. He went down with his ship like a true captain. Citizens of ports all over the seaboard can now breathe more easily. Went down with his ship? I think that's false news. He died during the battle, so... We did capture a light ship and another galley, which at least we don't have to spend our money on. But of course, money to maintain. Well, I can tell you this. Records say that he went down with the ship, but in actuality, we have to assume that he was killed in action during this battle. Even though, since our ship leaves a few holes, and these, papal-sounding names of these ships are the ones we captured. So we have to assume that one of these ships that got a few holes from these cannonballs, well, just assume that a cannonball somehow struck him, and he died. Killed in action, rather than went down to the ship, which sounds like... I don't know. I don't know how you would put it, ladies and gentlemen. This naval front here. But we got rid of all of their fleet. And gained 2 ships. But their fleet is still very much alive out there. It's got a lot of galleys. Head to Pisa again. But we ain't got no admiral. Without no admiral, the navy can't function. So you gotta wait for these amateurs to duke it out. Be in port for a month, and thank God, you don't have to get a royal marriage out of France anymore. That helps. Spread out. And it's going to take a long time to fix those ships we just captured, so wherever they may go, we'll hunt them down. Actually, no, they have a safe port there. Back to the Adriatic. What have you been doing over there? We'll put down this insurgency immediately. Our use of mercantilist policy has proven frustrating for some of our merchants. It causes some of them to defect to other countries. Slight loosening policy might be the answer. You done yet? No. Let me see. Lack the artillery costs provinces money here. I'm not that kind. Yeah, I was thinking of something in my head, but don't think so. Oh, is it time yet? Where is it? No, 2 months. Then we'll begin the conversion of Rashka. Integrating Albania. When a smaller country gives up its independence to join a greater one, there's a lot of adapting. While some parts are easy, the administration will still need to expand and accommodate all possibilities. So, there goes 10 years. So, Albania, welcome to Croatia. Which gives us a little more access to the coast, and this fort stays there because it's in the mountains. Very defendable position. And of course that means we would have a little more border friction with the Ottomans, who wants my provinces and all that. And of course that means the Albanian army will now be integrated soon into the Second Army. You know, technically it's called, well, whatever the hell the name is. Just deal with them first. At least it's cord. But the autonomy, well, we're gonna have to bring that down. Which the development of this land is not great. That needs work in the future. Not to mention the fort maintenance going up for this. Hold. Okay. Now it needs a bit of cavalry and artillery in future when we get more of that land force limit. But with the integration of Albania, I guess we'll get a bit of it. And plus, the name's changed. Vellore is still an Albanian name. Durrës is now Draj. And up there is Croatia. Liza is another name that retains the Albanian names. We don't have a South Slavic name for that equivalent. Oh, here they come. They're gonna get this area, kick them out, and we'll deal with the fleet. What I would do to get an admiral right now. But we have more ships, a bunch of galleys, and all of them at the ready, so we'll be fine. At the most part. Stay there. Gotta move on. Eat them all. Hey, Commonwealth, how are you? Because I haven't improved the relations with you for a while. Because I know we're still allied to the Ottomans and you don't like the Ottomans, so we just want to make sure that we're still together. Thick as thieves and all that. Move up. There we go. Okay, it's over. It's over, gentlemen. So, for our participation, we only took minimal casualties and no ships lost. But most certainly, that we mainly fought against Papal States. Lost 15 ships and all that for the Croatian participation. So, the Papal State will cede Falcaro to Savoy. The Papal State will be forced to give Genoa 10% of reparations, 10-year truce, and all treaties with Milan and Bologna. We'll pay 375 ducats, which we get 182 because we were big contributors to this. Which of course results a bit of inflation on our part, but not to worry. Could have pillaged the capital for us, and that would have been good for our development. And we get a bit of power projection since we beat the heck out of our rival again. Alright, station over there. Return support. Even though it feels like Dubrovnik is home port, but not quite. We don't have a shipyard there, unless I want to increase its development. And get an admiral next time. The next time you get yourself into another battle. Now, let's begin the conversion of Raška as the agenda states. This was a separate piece, but Milan will be taken care of, so you can relax now. No need to participate anymore. We can just, I know what to do exactly. There's definitely room for it. All the barracks in most of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Yeah, just include that too. Despite the fact that it's badly aligned. And plus we need to remain in our post because there might be an uprising soon, so... Stationed in Belgrade. And remain in Visoki. the meantime, drill. No one's going to be attacking you. Milan is taken care of. So does, well, not quite Frankfurt. That's from the spoils of war of earlier. Ships will remain at port for a while as they're going to be in repairs. Because of the ones we've captured that are of a papal origin. And when there's more room for buildings, we'll try to get, well, you know. So they're gonna have to find new allies. The Knights, Tuscany, that's our friend. Holland, salutes. Miroslav Subic died. So that means the inflation is gonna be going up slightly because of our reliance on gold mines. Which it isn't being utilized much in actuality because of the base production of 3. So there's a 0.04 chance of the mine depleting each year, halving its production. If you do that, that increases it a bit. I see. He's going to be staying there for a long time. Just to keep the Ottomans happy. Actually, we wouldn't know the war's over unless they tell us that it is. Varies. Let me look here. Oh, in about a year, pick up another. I'm just looking. Do we have any good advisors that is cheap? No. $15.53. All ships fully repaired. Yeah, Savoy's part of this. Are you gonna take care of that, or are you, where are you? Heading to Frankfurt? There's Frankfurt. Once they surrender, Milan surrenders. Hey! Stop drilling. Scare them away. Gives a bit of false sense of security. Okay, the war's over. White peace! Really? All that? What the hell? Well, one thing's for certain, that since you didn't take any territories at all, and maybe the Mamluks gave a bit of a number on them, thus increasing the possibility of, should the day that the breakup of the alliance of the Ottomans come, we'll ally with the Mamluks. Oh, and this means, here's the other part. Well, until the war's over. Because each time you give these back, this kind of cost development, so... Since these are all poor developed lands of Bulgaria, we should get most of them, if not all, by then. Don't you worry, the dream of a Yugoslav kingdom... Out! Stani! As long as the Ottomans don't go to war with anyone at just a moment. But it seems that Genoa's probably going to be hell-bent on making big gains against Milan. We were friends one time, and now, well, looks like Genoa's a much better friend that I could ever ask for. And if you border with Venice, oh, that'll be interesting. To our highly drilled army. Frankfurt is out. We get 17 out of this amount. Well, it's about to end. As they're gonna send their diplomat in their way. You stay right there. Gotcha, you coward. Decisive victory. Alright. Milan will cede Cremona and Como to Genoa. Po Valley will be pillaged by Genoa. 10 reparations. We get 82 ducats. Thank you very much. And you owe us this many favors, which... honestly, I don't know what to do with it other than... maybe ducats, since I've been... spending heavily. And with the barracks complete all over Bosnia and Herzegovina, that increases our manpower as well. Now that we're no longer at war, now it's time to negotiate with the Ottomans. Now that we have 63 favors. As long as you're not doing anything. No, they're not. They're at peace with all their neighbors. Alright. Here we go. From development, keep that in mind when you're using. So bid in. Ask again next month. Be on our way up there. Honestly, I hope the Ottomans would go to war against Hungary for trade dispute. Just beat them up a bit, and then I'll be willing to help you out. Even though it's under a personal union with the Commonwealth, which would be problematic if they do that. Which, that would be at the point that I would be willing to break up. Unlawful territory. Oh yeah, you're the HRE member. But they'll get over it. Don't worry about it. You're a merchant republic. Correct. They make a lot of fortune, so... I've thought about building more buildings to just utilize some of the land's wealth that's badly needed. In fact, the better question is, should increase the size of its military, since the acquisition of Albania could get a few more. Come on. That would also mean that you would have to... God blast it, where is it? Get regimental camps. Listen. Our income is, well, a little bit more than desired, so... Let me see. Taxation. When we get more autonomy. This is for income. What about for production? Ugh. Okay, taxation it is then. But manufacturing? If you were to build somewhere... Oh boy. Farm estates. they'll make you a lot more, even though it's a big investment. I mean, look at this. The production is there in some areas, especially here. But unfortunately, all the buildings are used up. Could have definitely utilized it here. I think I'm willing to spend more development on some of the areas by using that, but just give it a moment. Oh yeah, those Serbs we have to deal with very soon. And I can see the relations with the Ottomans is a bit soured because... yeah, I fear that the end of relation may be coming sooner than anticipated. Because, you know, the more we take it off of that, then, yeah. I mean, the trust is there, but I want more of Bulgarian territory. Okay, what's better? That's 24. Philby is 27. This is all we're gonna get out of this, as it looks like. Especially that turn-away event. Righteous. Yearly legitimacy up. So again, these Bulgarian cores that remain. You got 5 more left, so you're halfway. You know. Yeah, a bit more halfway. So you have all of this, and then we'll begin integration of Bulgaria. And then that's that. But since you recently integrated, don't forget about your diplomatic reputation, which is going to be a bit of a stain on our end. And we can't promote this culture yet because it needs a little bit more development. Oh boy. So, never get that chance off of there. So, yeah, they don't like that. If we do that one more time, take one more province out of Bulgaria, they'll be very mad. Because they really, really want my provinces. So I believe this is going to be the point that we're going to have to, well, start looking towards there. Yes, we pirated your coast, but you are a strong military. You're at war. So how about we improve relations with them? Since we got a very excellent diplomatic relations. Hassanin. So it's Circassian running this area. Of course, they do not like us one bit. You got too many relations allied with the Ottomans, but that may change, in fact. We just need you under our protection. Because we may be looking for new allies. I mean, the Commonwealth, they can take on the Ottomans. They're strong enough. I mean, Croatia and Commonwealth together, if we're clever, we can definitely take on the Ottomans ourselves on the European front, but allying with the Mamluks would be best to have a second front that I could see. But if the alliance ends, then that means we're gonna have a permanent claim in all the Balkans, no matter what. That's what's gonna happen. Also reduce the autonomy here, so we can get more taxes. If these Albanians have a problem with that, we'll deal with them. Even though the land is poor, so it doesn't give us much additional income. But if we can just get one more province, then our relationship with the Ottomans will be at an end. It's an end of an era. Now you're gonna pick up the pieces. Just a bit, until it turns 90. Yeah, come back. We just wanted to stay good friends with the Commonwealth. That's what we did here. In fact, when the alliance does end, start pirating the sea. 'Cause we need another good source of income out of this. Even though they won't like that one bit. I wish there was a better way to maintain an alliance between us, but... Like, you know, send gift, which... You know, since I got plenty of money off of Genoa. And I know you have issues with, you know, you being in debt and all, but... If I were to give you all the money, then... Improve relations by 10 in 6 months. In 60 months, I should say. That should be enough to, you know, just to make sure that we can get one more piece of Bulgaria off of them. I mean, I'm not using the money right now. Even though I could use that money in large forces, but think about it. We'll think about that. And if the Ottomans somehow get involved in a war and gold rush! Our miners hit a massive deposit of gold. Massive amounts might have flown into the treasury. Oh, yes. We're rich. And a defender of the faith thing, what this is for. It's missionary. Be useful if we do get involved in a war with the Ottomans. Make it look like it's a holy war, but that's 24 months. Also lose if you decline a call to a war from a country of faith being attacked by infidels. Or if I lose a war to infidels. I see. But that's after 24 months, that has more prestige than I. Which I could say that. Well, taxation it is. Just these three. Yeah, that's it. Just that. And then we'll get back up to 500 for Defender of the Faith, if need be. Stop drilling! What do you think of us now? Since we improved relations. So, no longer 1,000, but... course neutral, too many relations, and all that. And yes, you're bigger than us, I must admit. But if we break up an alliance with the Ottomans, which will happen soon, maybe we can get along here. We'll have an understanding. Here it is. Against Theodoro. Well, that means we can't get another piece of Bulgaria off of them. Theodoro, Akkonunlu, and Gazimuk. Not... yeah, that's... Theodore and Circassia. Oh, that'll last very little. Can relax now, even though we won't get another piece of Bulgaria off of the Ottomans. But in the meantime, we'll improve relations with the Mamluks, so you don't have to worry about any Ottoman incursions on our end. That reminds me. Printing press is only 6% present here, and over in Istria, not much, but give it time. Move in. Stick together. Goal-oriented. Franjo will make him move fast. Oh, good. All we need is an admiral. Start heading over there. That's where the next rebellion is likely to occur. So we can't do that again till some other time, but since there was a recent uprising, it'll go down slowly but surely, and so will the income. We'll ignore that call of alliance. We're saving that room for the Mamluks. Oh hell. Commonwealth going up against Opole. This is a war they started against Burgundy and Bohemia. Bohemia? The Bohemian? You mean the Holy Roman Emperor himself? To be exact, you are up against... You know... It's like, yeah, you're against them. But... that's them. No, yeah, Hungary. Oh yeah, Hungary in a personal union. Is Bohemia not coming? It does not look like it, no. I mean, I'll accept, because, you know, we're not doing anything right now. We're relatively quite fresh, and we'll make a good income here. Perhaps there's more fortune here. But Bohemia, you sure they're coming? No, they're not, but Burgundy, however, not to be underestimated. Well, Dutch change in form of government influence. I mean, you'll definitely take care of this, but how many favors do we have with them? A lot. And because since we're involved in the war now, then that means, damn it. We can't get to Bulgaria right now, another bit of that. Unless you want something that's much lower developed. Stay put. Because I am not in the mood to go all the way over to there. Because that'd be a long way around and would be exposed. Just let them duke it out. Even though it's going to cost a bit of their manpower, but it'll be short then. Burgundy's too weak, so we'll be alright. Just don't do anything stupid. And plus Bohemia's not coming. So for guarding open, you are allied. Did they break up an alliance with them? Yes, they think they refused to accept to join that war as Bohemia. Don't know what's going on with them, but clearly they did. But again, my goal, once we have all of Bulgaria, we can unite all the South Slavic provinces. So about to finish this soon. Now they're going to be in a long march towards Burgundy. Just take the province and you'll be good. Separate peace. Theodore's about to be gone too. How about it? It's going to take a lot more than that. Unless I were to... They don't like Spain, they don't like France. Oh, Spain? Oh, no longer Castile, it's now Spain. They view the Mamluks as enemies. But I only need them as part of the anti-Ottoman alliance against them. Basically any of their worst enemies. We'll come back to you. We don't think of Muscovy much, but still. We would like to form an anti-Ottoman alliance, potentially, because they're starting to get too aggressive for their own good. And we need all the talent and all that. But, well, internal conflicts. Beginning in 1553, Muscovy faced almost a decade of utter chaos, slowly consuming the country from within, and bringing it to the verge of collapse. Our nation is struggling both socially and economically as famine and war plague our people, and the growing opposition against the aristocracy and church has resulted in a series of rebellions and assassination attempts against the monarch. Crud. Just as when I was about to improve relations with those guys. 3 for Inquisitor. It's nice, but there's other things, you know? So that's Council Church, Sacred Confessions, Non-Latin Bible, Resenting Celibacy, and Sola Fide. Well, once I get up to 90, I guess I'll use this and this for the papal influence. But don't convert anymore. There's no reason to. Oh, that's a bit much. As much as we like to have more of the skills, but he ruled very well. But we run things like an elective monarchy around here. We'll end this episode soon. The clergy are concerned at the continued presence of unbelievers in our nation. The story of those living in Kolobara, so that means conversion. Nobility requests to invest in prosperity in lands of Sinagora. The strength of the papal fleet is a matter of concern to the Barracks, so that means build more ships. I can do that. And for this one, well, I doubt we can have that many ships, but go for this. Develop Sinagora. You got it. Weren't using that military manpower anyhow. And realize how close we are to this. Should I save it up for this or just develop it a bit more? And I'm no longer interested in developing Bosnia and Herzegovina, so get that off so we can get some of that state income. But can't get this off. But in the meantime, if you don't beat Burgundy soon, then there's bound to be problems. I mean, they're already sending them over. It's just if you don't end this war soon, then there's going to be more problems than there needs to be. Cabinet cooperation. Our humanist policies have reduced the jealousy between our advisors. Since they can no longer play on the religious and ethnic divisions within the country, everyone is working for a state that they have faith in, and there is trust in the cabinet. Sharing is caring. There you have it. It's the beauty of humanist policies that we have around. Not spending on diplomatic measures, but the province war score is rather tempting, where we can take a lot more land. In a hypothetical war against the Ottomans, where we can take all of Bulgaria. Or possibly go down to Greece, or even all the way to... Well, that one's going to need a lot more, but this would be useful. Reducing the province war score if you wish to take Zarigrad, Constantinia. They're already very loyal to us, but give us the money. But the only problem is that lack of influence means national tax modifier would be reduced. Now what to do with the said money? I mean, I still kind of need them, because as it deteriorates with the whole turn away to Venture, I mean, it's going to go down no matter what, so probably want to send them a gift. Send half of your money to them. Well, that's slightly more than half. Do your math right, damn it. Send 400. It'll give them a lot of money, but still, it could help them in the long run. Plus, that keeps them away for a few years. But I think realistically, you should send it just 5. Just send 200. See? I like that. Just to be realistic. When you think about how long this war's gonna last, and as long as they don't get involved in a war, then we can get another piece of Bulgaria, then that ends our alliance. Now, let's end the episode with this. We're gonna end the episode by the beginning of that next year, so... One of the cardinals in Croatia has proven to be a skilled administrator, and already provides useful advice to the crown. At this point, making him a minister in our government almost be only a formality, but an important formality nonetheless, and he may grow powerful yet. Having a cardinal in his service would certainly lend us credibility with the Pope, and strengthen the sentiment that Croatia is a Catholic nation first and foremost. So, yearly papal influence, tolerance, missionary strength, stability, or just get more prestige, which, you know, makes us look good. But I don't think it does not need his advice. This is just to help with improve relations slightly, just to keep it up, quite honestly. No unrest. Okay, so they've toned down now, which is good. Nearly all the autonomy is gone, as far as I could see. Very good. Well, time to start drilling again. Just want to stay drilled at all times, and until our income is good enough, when we utilize a little more of that development. But of course, the more it goes up, then it'll be problematic for the cost for all these things. While we improve relations with Muscovy, and we'll come back to the Mamluks sooner or later. So we will end the episode on that note. Mamluks have grown bigger and bigger, but they ran out of manpower now. You sure you don't need my help? Because again, I view you as a useful ally to me. Because Akonyulu is the only one that provides big backup to the Ottomans. It's too bad I don't have the favors to tell them to break up with Akonyulu. But if I did, then I could make them break up. And all that. Or even share maps in certain areas that I do not know nor care, but lose prestige and gain prestige. Obviously, it's just hypotheticals. And of course, once the alliance of the Ottomans end, we will have the claims in all of the Balkans, save for the Greek islands of the Aegean. And what else? Cruel. Oh, that's another thing about him. The man is cruel. That's another reason why there's an increased chance of breaking up an alliance of us. The ruler is cruel. Yeah, that's another problem. If he wasn't ruling over there, then then our alliance will be maintained, and I can get a little more Bulgaria before we finally end the alliance with them. So, half of this century is left, and no doubt the late part of the century and into the next one's going to be characterized with, you know, with our potential war against them, despite the fact they served us well along with us, but we're starting to slowly become more self-reliant and all that. And also in that next episode, we would have to pick a new government form, and that is absolutism or constitutionalism. And Absolutes and constitutional. So we'll pick either of the two. But honestly, it will likely be this one, since I'm always concerned about autonomy. Since we're becoming a multi-ethnic kingdom and all that. And far into the future, probably by the end of the century, we would decide, should Croatia, might as well be Yugoslavia at this point, remain a monarchy or become a republic. Or have this, or just stay with being a monarchy, which would be political absolutism. And we can promote the Albanian culture just to bring them in, since we have the diplomatic power and all that. And then soon Bulgaria will be the other accepted culture when we complete the 2 more diplomatic ideas, and then that completes our ambition. Our infantry will fight better, and we'll have a reduced prestige decay just to keep it up. So we hope you enjoyed this episode. The nation is slowly getting stronger, and it's finally becoming economically efficient. And when we get improved drainage, and then later in the century, when we in 14, it would have to be either quantity, but I'm also thinking economic as well. Because if you were to complete that, and you see the defensive diplomatic ideas and all that, that definitely helps it. So, we'll figure out what our future may be, because, well, it's a changing time for this latter part of the century, all because of the Bulgarian situation there. So we hope you people will join us in the next episode. But until then, so long for now.